What it do? What it do? Thank you for tapping in and tuning in for another midweek tap in. You could be anywhere in the world, the United States, but you chose to be here with your boy to here tonight. If you did not know, my name is King Crowder. This is my channel where we talk about real things and what's the state of the culture. Let's go ahead and dive right in, man. Today's message this evening, FBA's FBA. Remember this, y'all. The people who say nothing when you get disrespected are telling you something. We forget a lot of times, y'all, that silence is truly an answer. No message is a message. People not responding to you, taking up for you, or saying anything on their behalf are showing you how they really feel. King Crowder, man, why are you talking about this, man? Why is this even important? Why should we care? Why should we care? It's been almost 2 weeks since that young lady had a clip that went viral that was super disrespectful. Why do I have to bring up these things? You have other people that are a part of that community who don't show a bit of disdain, who don't show a bit of remorse, but they're doubling down on it. Let's take a listen.
A lot of energy regarding one Haitian lady coming up here saying dirty Black Americans. Her opinion is irrelevant. Why are y'all letting one person's opinion rattle y'all up so much?
Because the way you speak, if nobody else says anything, it's a form of agreement. It was not one lady just saying dirty what she said. What it was is that you see a political, a movement, a energy, and people discussing topics how disrespect are made. Let me tell you, y'all, if nobody else has ever told you in your life, do not allow people to disrespect you and think it's all right. Do not listen to the elders and people in our lives that tell us you have to tolerate something. If somebody shows you they have contempt for you, pay attention. If people show you they're willing to disrespect you, do not let it slide. The biggest mistake our elder generation made was thinking that little disrespectful behavior could go unchecked. And right now in real time, we are checking all disrespect. And the reason why it's catching people off guard, because it comes off as hostile. But in actuality, you and we are just matching energy. And I'm a firm believer of you don't let nothing slide. I match disrespect for disrespect. I go band for band. I go slur for slur. That era of being nice, being cool, going along to get along is a foregone conclusion. So what does that mean, King Crowder? You know what I'm saying? That's all right. You ain't got those. Take a listen, baby. But as you continue to grow through your lessons, right? What I want you to take from it is that you got to listen to people when they whisper, when they murmur, and how they're disrespectful to you. Pay attention, y'all. People that are drunk, angry, or children will always tell you the truth. She is saying right now, I don't know why it's so disrespectful from one random lady to say that. It's so disrespectful because you haven't said anything. The people from that era didn't come out in mass saying that wasn't cool. That's the issue.
What the fuck is that girl? Is she a world leader? Is she somebody that's signing checks?
Remember, equate for position, equate for title does not mean that it is okay or acceptable. That's not how we operate. We operate that disrespect needs to be addressed the same way.
No, she is not. Why the fuck y'all so pressed like that? You know what I mean?
And don't fall for the tactics, y'all, when somebody asks you why you're pressed. Ask for respect, demanding love, demanding the same level of accountability is not press. What that is a way to pivot the conversation by saying, hey, y'all saw it was disrespectful. I'm telling you it's disrespectful, and you're responding to me that I'm pressed. What I catch in that moment, they still talking. I don't know if that was similar. Well, pay attention, brother. Pay attention. Discourse is already going. What I caught in that moment immediately, y'all, was that let's not talk about the issue. Let's kick the issue down the street. Why is it important to pay attention to stuff like this, King Crowder? It's important to talk about stuff like this because if you don't check something early, it becomes a norm. Fellas, ladies, it is nothing wrong with having an uncomfortable conversation. But the uncomfortable conversation must be stated like this. Y'all ready? The uncomfortable conversation must be said in a firm, in a stern, in a proper tone. Let's let her keep talking.
I'm saying these people in America are literally assassinating black men, bro. FBA.
That doesn't change from the conversation of being disrespected on the open platform. What you are saying is your perspective. I get it, right? But if I know somebody in my family said something disrespectful to somebody else's family, I will not get online and act like I didn't see it. Because if I act like I didn't see it or don't respond to it, that means I agree with it. If nobody ever taught you Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, y'all, phenomenal read, add it to your library. What you don't say and what you do say are both a message. If I don't say I disagree with that, I agree with it. If I don't say this is my stance, I got to go with your stance, even if I don't believe it. I know it's crazy when you think about it, but that's how human psychology works. So today's lesson, we're going to break down how what's not being said currently is shaping and promoting why the FBA energy is so tight right now. This next clip is important to me. And the reason why this next clip is important, y'all, I had to do my research to clarify what I found out, but it's true. People don't realize the reason why Donald Trump is so popular. Donald Trump is so popular and an unstoppable force is because President Barack Obama. I know. What did they have to do with each other, King Crowder? President Obama tried to appear, come across, and say, I was upstanding and it was a lot more corporate red tape. What Americans chose to do as a counterpunch is to show it was all bull jive. So what they did was put the man who did everything on his own without approval, without being popular, inside the highest picture of the land. What as a result is that former President Obama's legacy is complicated now. But now that his legacy is complicated, FBAs are taking over the lexicon and displaying their frustration by seeing what Donald Trump did without their support. And now his staffers, his former staffers, his people on his team are going on platforms and saying things like this. Pay attention.
The foundational people are crazy.
Let that marinate for a second. Let that marinate. Let that marinate. Before you got online to say what you feel, what you think, immediately you go to an ad hominem. An ad hominem means a point of discrediting you.
Let's just start there. It is an act of desperation to call yourself anything other than what you are. Why are you always looking to be called something else?
How about you listen to what they want to be called? Think about this for a second, y'all. I don't know for sure why you choose to dress yourself that way, but it doesn't matter. What I believe you should be called overweighs any opinion that you should have for yourself. I believe that you should be called something. I don't care what you think. And what I believe matters the most. Think about this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. This lady was a representative in the highest court of the land, office of the land. She was under the first Black president's tutelage and mindset. And this is what she's saying. Let's let her keep playing.
We are a rich culture. We are a beautiful culture. And when you
When you say that you are a rich culture, you are already implying that the other ones are not. When you say we are a rich culture, you are implying that the foundation of this country are not. When you say we are this, you are saying you guys on the other end are not.
When you have a high cultural self-esteem,
how can you have a high cultural self-esteem and not be there? Let that sit for a second, y'all. You are saying we don't have the cultural self-esteem that you have. How? How? If you did, you will be doing the same thing and better than we are doing. You said openly we have a high cultural self-esteem while not looking like how y'all normally look over there, which y'all beautiful, not acting, not carrying yourself, and you over in America's politics speaking about our social issues. Not in Nigeria where you're from, not in the other colonialism aspects where you're from, but you're over here with us.
then you go anywhere in the world and it is not reductive to be in proximity to anyone else. I never feel small in Nigeria.
Then why aren't you there then, ma'am? I believe that you don't feel small there, right? I believe that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But why aren't you there?
When I leave Nigeria, I even feel more full. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that crazy to hear that, y'all? To me, I don't know if it's y'all, but I find it crazier and crazier that that's your home and you feel full and you love it and you rep it so hard, but you're not there. I don't know why that's just like an oxymoron. It's like when people say, I did this because I was so brave, but you're implying that people at the foundation of this country aren't brave. Like staying and fighting and earning our rights wasn't brave. These people are crazy.
Because I can see so many similarities. I can embrace the Nigerian national culture, but also all the ethnicities within it.
Remember, you can embrace it, but we can't. Remember that, y'all. Pay attention. You are openly saying right now on your platform in a silent, passive-aggressive way, I have the intellect to do it. You don't. What you're saying? You're saying the way I feel supersedes what you think, what the movement is, what the love era stands for. You are openly saying on an African platform, like y'all always do, how you feel you are better. But I always notice on these platforms, I still haven't heard the BAFTA comment. I still haven't seen the Black Brits comment. I still haven't seen the Black Brit men comment. The stuff that needs to be said is avoided. And I do not think that is coincidental. Like I discussed today on today's live, y'all. When people say nothing and do nothing, they're saying a lot. We just got to hear the message.
For its each individual beauty, it makes me feel fuller. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. And when you have that high, just like cultural self-esteem, right? It just makes it so much easier. So I don't subscribe to this whole foundational Black American, the Hotep, the Sulan, the flag, all this. What's wrong with being African American? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to take the African out of it because you're anti-African.
No, it's because growing up all my life, y'all, I'm going to speak for me, myself. I didn't grow up until I really got to college, but it was a blatantly said that you are not African. And now the card is being accepted by saying you're right. We're not. We are this. Now you're saying, wait. No. The hand has been dealt. The cards are laying down flat, and the tone and the energy has been set. Now, what you got to choose to do is respect it. Why do you have to respect it so much about this King Crowder? They should only talk about issues they're not. That's facts. That's facts. And there's nothing wrong with y'all talking about y'all circumstances and issue. But what I'm tired of, y'all, is personally, is everybody, they're back here. That's funny, man. That's facts. But the personal thing, I have a big issue with y'all, just speaking for myself. And it's kind of trollers because I know this was definitely going to get a lot of feedback and pushback. by the brother saying this so strongly is that you have such strong feelings about where you come from, what you represent, but you resent us because we don't have that history of silence about it. Meaning we're going to stand on business, on code. We're going to hold the accountable. We're not going to be silent with disrespected. We're not going to be agreeable, get along, stoic as the words. No, sir. We were taught to speak, to pressure, to have those open conversations because that is a sign of vulnerability. How we're talking about the healing and the work and everything that needs to be done. You can only heal and do the work if you address things. Not addressing things is a form of disrespect. People don't think about it that way, but if I know you're disrespecting me and I choose not to address it, I'm allowing you to keep disrespecting me all the time. Black Americans have an ancestry back to the Civil War. Big facts, dog. Big facts, y'all. Big facts. In my history, it's like a back to like a fuck. That's it. They have Native American DNA. It's a mix of all three, y'all. All three. What y'all say. Y'all definitely on facts with it, no point. But I believe, man, this is kind of funny. But shout out to Tariq. I love the brother, what he stands for. Definitely got us all consciously aware. But he said something so impactful right here. And I want y'all to pay attention and listen to it.
See, they use Africa as an abstract. It's an abstract. It's mythologized. So you're going to go over there and just all this beautiful land. And you're going to walk with the animals. You're going to be barefoot picking berries. And you're going to have 8 wives.
And when he says that, I know
the harsh truth,
right? I know my dog told and saying some funny things about it. Excuse me, y'all. I don't mean to keep changing the video, but what he's saying is actually true. It's sold as a package, but it ain't sold like, hey, this is what could potentially happen. This is what we see and how it's portrayed then. If you guys were actually involved in it and made the personal investments, the whole idea of what Africa is, we would listen more. But from the time I grew up, y'all, it felt like it was always a focus and a narrative to get us there. And you know why? Because you didn't want to be there. And as you got to do with family, y'all, you cannot tell me to do something if you're not living up to yourself. If you are not locked in, if you are not engaged, if you ain't telling me through your actions and your words, you making stuff popping at home, you have no reason or ability to critique me. And like he's saying, y'all, it's definitely a narrative. You know what I'm saying? Y'all funny, man. Where's the food that we talking about, brother? So as we go continue to go let the video play, let it play.
They use Africa as an abstract. It's an abstract. It's mythologized. So you're going to go over there and just all this beautiful land. And you're going to walk with the animals. You're going to be barefoot picking berries. And you're going to have 8 wives. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. Oh, you're going to be walking barefoot in the beautiful grass. And it's just going to be we're going to go back to our throne. And you get over there and step in some human shit and it's going to be musty. They're not telling you the truth. No, I'm not dissing anybody, but let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing games. They treat it like a religion. It's an abstract heaven. You understand? And if you criticize heaven, what is that? Oh, see, you can't, with the Pan-Africanists, you can't criticize heaven. Yeah. Oh, that's heresy. Oh, if you go over there and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm over here. It stank. And
I think the one thing he hit home on more than me, y'all, is that if we can't have a honest conversation about you're telling me something is so phenomenal, something is so amazing, but you are over here eating, taking advantage, and living off our results. If the results were mutual, if what you did was already on the gameplay, if we saw the footage, if we felt your energy, if we could believe what you stood for, it would hit different. But in my humble opinion, it always seems like it is something to take away from what most Black Americans are working on. Because even if you don't know, y'all, the delineation, the love era, the feelings, the strong impact is not going anywhere. And the only reason why we got to say these things over and over and over is because the results and the fruits of the labor are starting to show. And as my local Texas resident, y'all, you know, shout out to Tariq, man. That dog always phenomenal content. We are in a completely new era of how we do everything. And this goes to politicians, people around us, because right now, as a local Texas resident, man, it was kind of crazy to have a discourse about this today. But in real time, the black mindset, black talking points, things that we truly care about are starting to push towards the forefront. And I believe potential Congress Senator Jasmine Crockett suffered from that. You know what I'm saying? What it do, y'all? Hello. I'm sorry, I ain't talking to people. Don't blame them out one bit. Oh, man, they argue with each other. Y'all keep debating. Y'all keep the content up. Share the live. But I'm gonna let the video play while they keep cooking.
So that's my news. Is that we're not going to have election results tonight, in my opinion, based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So I want you to enjoy yourselves, but I won't be back tonight because I have no idea of when we're going to get results, and I fully anticipate it won't be until tomorrow. So I love y'all too. Thank you so very much for being here.
I think the wake-up call, y'all, is that the playbook of not offering anything, not standing on principles, not having a black agenda, just vibes. I don't know if they kind of got it, but I think Jasmine Crockett was a victim of that. What she was a victim of, you were calling out the Republicans, but literally Joe Taylor, I can't pronounce the gentleman's name, decided to run 6 months ago in your own party, who was endorsed as a Latino, who had more support and love, even though you had more FaceTime. What it showed me, y'all, is that people don't want to talk about this in the situation, is that people wanted a change in tide. And like we have shown how disrespect will get you and earn you something, disrespecting your constituents, disrespecting your men, speaking about other agendas instead of what the men and or people in your county need, not discussing economic preferences, not discussing what's going to happen as far as going to happen in our lifetime to make big changes, cost you. There was one point in time, y'all, where you can get by with just vibes. But I'm going to tell you that Kamala, Jasmine Crockett, all face the same thing. And what did they face, King Crowder? They faced a new political season. They coined the word early, man. And the word early on was unelectable. Harsh. But they planted that seed. And what they did, y'all, if you did not know, is that moments that go viral among certain women in certain communities are really harmful in others. And I don't believe a lot of the times we talk about that enough. And the people of Texas have shown you can't get by, make hay like you did 5 years ago. Now, the black voters have spoken.
You just voted to do it. Y'all did it first, so you just voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do.
So
I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss Crockett.
In certain communities, y'all, you could never do that and feel comfortable. You can't. And I believe the people, her candidates against her, saw it coming. She's a young, articulate woman. She has potential to be a lot of things as she grows. But I do believe they slammed the door shut because, number one, you have no black base. Without tangibles, without delineation, without our code words, without things that we are requiring, no Black candidate will have a support system moving forward. So what does that mean? A, you adjust. B, you deal with the problems and disrespect at hand. C, you have to understand the church and the old crowd that you had to go about things is over. D, you move accordingly. So as we went on to today's topic, man, about how people disrespect you, tell you everything that you need to know, Jasmine Crockett disrespected us. She showed us to our face that immigrants were the main issue that she was worried about. And she lost and became unelectable by other immigrants. What did other immigrants teach you, y'all? That your base has to be people that you grow, you listen to, and you build a bond with. What she didn't happen is she didn't do that. She skipped steps. She tried to pull a tone that I'm going to be this certain type of individual. She wanted to prove that I can get by on vibes and how I feel. And like the people from Essence Fest, and I don't know her background, y'all. You know, people have made accusations. People have to understand that you got to study your constituents. Millennials, Gen Z, and Gen Alphas are voting differently. So are Gen X's. Baby boomers are our grandparents, and they're phasing out. They were the respectable politics, go along and get along, be nice, smile, show your teeth, skinning and grinning. You know the whole thing we grew up on, right? But now, until forevermore, y'all, young Black Americans, older Black Americans, anybody from the foundation, please, if you have the aspirations, which I truly believe is going to be an incredible amount of opportunity to do in the future, ignite your base. Your base has to be spoken to. You have to talk about what you're going to do tangibly. Nobody wants to hear the fluff and the rough, and nobody wants to hear it anymore. I'm telling you, if you do it, it's good for clicks. It is not good for sustainability. So what do you do after something like this happens, y'all? You share notes. You share notes. You watch what they say. You listen to how candidates are continue to lose. The Kamala Harris, the Jasmine Crockett, the Gavin Newsom way is no longer going to work. So how do we move forward, King Crowder? Number one, we continue to emphasize delineation, money roast politics, and support some of our grassroots initiatives. Number two, we must continue to be on code, to educate the youth, to have these transformative and transformed conversation. Number three, make sure we check in to find and push family-led initiatives. Number five, as much as people don't like to talk about this subject, man, I know this is a lot of people, but the mate selection, family goal-oriented piece must be something that is emphasized so much more. Don't let nobody disrespect your family. Don't let nobody talk crazy about your family. And most importantly, you make sure you tell them what's going to happen through these consequences and such that's going on. As we continue to go on the subject earlier, y'all, remember, people that stay silent when you are being disrespected are showing you in real time how they feel, how they think, and what they agree about the subject being said to you. As I told you earlier about the people that were talking crazy to you in real time. We have phenomenal business owners that try to do stuff in this community. And immediately, like the lady Pinky, who have tried, who's a foundational sister. No matter if you love or like the food, but our business class, our economic class that are trying to do something, you don't disrespect them. You don't say anything about them. It is so many people that are comfortable taking shots, not saying she don't deserve criticism, right? The restaurant vegan was a trend in the wave, and we understand, like most restaurants do, y'all, come and go as we please. Nobody, fam. Facts, Theo. What we got to do moving forward is this. See where the shortcomings came from. Just like Mr. Tenderism, learn from what happened. When you learn from what happened, you pivot and make adjustments moving accordingly. What we got to know is that right now in this culture that we're in, all FBAs, we are checking disrespect at the mother bleeping door. No matter on who don't like it, no matter how they feel, no matter what their thoughts are, I want you to get comfortable with checking it. Check it, be aggressive, be passionate, and be transparent on how you feel. Remember, FBAs, we are taught that we are supposed to respect people. But a lot of times we are not taught on how they should respect us in return. So what do you have to do, King Crowder? You have to demand, you have to require, and you have to make sure that the mutual respect that we want, we're going to get, is going to happen. Because people are showing you in real time, y'all. I can feel comfortable doing something disrespectful to you if it ain't no consequences. But I do believe, like my father said, hands and feet being put on you go a long way. They do. But what I want you to do most important from this live tonight, y'all, you know, and your boy trying to finish strong. I'm sorry, y'all, the energy ain't where it usually is. I'm trying to hit it. Is A, watch those who laugh when you get disrespected. B, watch the history of silence that people have with FBAs. C, remember, people closest to you are the majority of people that disrespect you. Facts, fam. Fact, respect is mutual. Thank you, Thea. For sure. It's always mutual. C, why do they stay silent? Do you agree? Is this always how you felt? Am I just seeing it in real time that this interaction was disrespectful and I didn't check it? D, what is the silence truly saying? When somebody is truly silent and never speaks on how you get disrespected, I want you to understand something. Nonverbal communication is an art of communication. You don't have to speak to say a lot. And when you don't speak or respond without saying it and your actions show me how you feel, I got to move accordingly. Because a person that moves quietly, that disrespects me publicly, that has ultimate animosity about me, will hurt me, man. Look at our previous teachers. Look at the Black Panther Party. Look at our teachers that died before us. Malcolm X, the Martin Luther King. It was infiltrated from people around you. It's never your alp on the outside because you prepared for them. It's that person beside you that's going to get you. It's that one that hit you with that rib shot, that body blow that you weren't prepared for. That's what's going to truly remind you. So while we in this season of life, as we move in different FBAs, disrespect should be highly noted. It should be taken very seriously. It should be respected. It should be monitored. And most importantly, make a record of it. Don't just say they talking crazy. No, sir. If you say something disrespectful to me, there has to be a consequence behind it. I ain't saying hurt you, but I'm saying document it. I'm saying using this time to not only use the responsibility to make a note of it, but it is personally our responsibility to set that foundational tip, not just for us, but our youngest going after us. FBAs will no longer tolerate any disrespect from nobody. No matter how small, no matter how big, no matter how passive aggressive it is. No, sir. Check it. You know why? We deserve the same level of rights, protective class, and initiatives as all other ethnic groups. Because remember, we were never meant to be respected. We were never meant to be loved. We were never meant to be as solid as we are. But as the stuff that happened to us, we took lemons and made lemonade. Like I love to remind people, y'all, and people like to correct me in my last live. Segregation, Jim Crow, and things helped us. They helped us stay on code. They helped us form and build a solid relationship. They helped us build and cultivate a code with each other. They helped us grow and outlast one another. So when you look at the beautiful things that happened during our struggle moments and how it affected us now with the foundation, what I want you to take from it is this. We have a code. We're going to honor it. We're going to respect it. Shout out to Malcolm X King. Malcolm. In the words of Malcolm X, by any means necessary. Hook or crook, badge of honor or not. But the main thing I want you to get from tonight's live is this, y'all. When people show you disrespect in different forms, acknowledge it. Write it down. Tell other people. Let them know and be aware of their contempt. Because moving forward, people that disrespect you, we are matching the same thing. Thank you for tuning in for tonight, guys, for another edition of Live on Wednesday, man. Hopefully you learned something, man, especially about Malcolm and said about the liberals. Big facts, dog, Theo. Facts. Man, but thank you for tapping in with me, y'all. Sorry I wasn't too live today. Feel a little tired. Y'all been working, been grinding, got so much to keep up on. Let me go ahead and shout out the things for this week. Live on Sunday, this Sunday at 7 p.m. Make sure you be there. You there on time. Next up, man, maternity shoot, baby shower invites, and all this other stuff that been going on. King Crowder been running like crazy, y'all. Jobs, work, and multiple other things, but I'm truly blessed and grateful. Thank you for the cash app. I appreciate y'all looking up for me, man. Support me in any type of way. I know it's a tough time in this economy, so I don't like to beg or ask my people, but I'm going to tell you, you watching me is absolutely enough. You sharing this is absolutely enough. You helping me, my family out anyway is absolutely enough. But as we continue to grow together, we continue to learn each other and love each other, man. The main thing I want to get across is this, y'all. You have to pick and choose how you want to be remembered. As we continue to grow with another edition of Live on Sunday, we're going to dive into that feature, dive into that argument, and most importantly, keep chopping it up. Remember, FBA is the foundation. Disrespect and tolerating disrespect is the new normal. Make sure you lean into it, you lean onto it, and most importantly, you let them know it's going to be known. Thank you for tuning in for another midweek tap in. Until next time. Peace. Peace.